Quick question. How much money do you actually have sitting in your bank account right now? If it's a lot, you probably feel safe. But here's the truth bomb. Keeping too much cash in the bank is one of the biggest financial mistakes middle-class people make. Yep, I said it. And by the end of this video, you'll know the exact number you should never cross unless you want your money slowly dying in that safe little account. If you're serious about getting your money to work harder than you do, hit that subscribe button. This is Jet Set Finance, where we roast bad money habits, skip the boring jargon, and let stickmen do all the heavy lifting. Why cash feels safe, but isn't. Banks trick us with this cozy little illusion. More cash equals more security. Middle-class families love bragging, "We've got $50,000 in the bank." But here's the kicker. Cash in the bank isn't growing, it's shrinking. Inflation eats about 3 to 4% a year, so that $50,000 feels more like $48,000 next year, and $46,000 the year after. Your bank balance may stay the same, but its buying power is going on a diet. But before we talk about how much is too much, let's expose what banks are actually doing with your money. What banks actually do with your money. Here's the dark joke. You deposit money, they pay you 0.01% interest, then turn around and loan it out at 6%, 10%, even 20% if it's a credit card. You feel safe, they feel rich. You're basically the unpaid intern funding their profits. Your bank isn't a vault, it's a greedy middleman in a suit. So what's the magic number? How much should you actually keep in a bank? The magic number, how much is too much? Financial experts agree. Keep no more than 3 to 6 months of living expenses in cash. Quick note, your money up to $116,000 is protected by FSCS, but protection doesn't mean growth. That's your emergency fund. The rest, invest it. If you're sitting on $20,000, $50,000, or worse, $100,000 in a bank account, congrats. You're donating to the inflation monster every single day. Cash is like milk. Leave it sitting too long, and it goes sour. But if we don't keep it in the bank, where should the extra cash go? Before we move on to the next reason, quickly hit pause and calculate your magic number. Drop them in the comments below. High-yield savings versus traditional banks. Okay, first off, ditch the traditional bank savings account that pays you dust. At the very least, your emergency fund should live in a high-yield savings account, HYSA. Some pay 4% right now, which doesn't beat inflation long-term, but at least it's not 0.01%. Your old savings account is basically a museum for dead money, but HYSA is just the parking lot, not the racetrack. The real money grows elsewhere, where the wealthy park their cash. Wealthy people don't just sit on piles of cash collecting dust. They treat money like employees. It has to be out there working. That's why they put their money into things like specific options, like Vanguard FTSE 100 Index Fund, property REITs, or building a side hustle for steady long-term growth, real estate for cash flow and appreciation, and businesses that spin off active or passive income. Every dollar has a job. Meanwhile, the middle class parks money in banks, thinking it's safe. But safety without growth is just slow-motion loss. The middle class keeps money in banks. The wealthy keep money in motion. Money sitting still is unemployed. Put it to work. So why do most people still hoard cash in banks? 2 words, fear and habit, fear of investing. People say, but the stock market is risky. Meanwhile, inflation is eating their savings alive every day. Not investing is the riskiest move of all. It's like refusing to leave your house because you might trip, but meanwhile your roof is caving in. Avoiding investing is like refusing to swim because you're scared of water while your house is literally flooding. And here's the cruel twist. Keeping too much in the bank doesn't just make you poor, it makes banks richer. How you're funding their freedom. Banks take your money, loan it out, profit off the interest, and then give you pennies back. That fancy skyscraper downtown, paid for by people like you, leaving money sitting in account. You're not saving, you're sponsoring their business model. Every dollar gathering dust in your account is basically on loan to your banker's yacht fund. So let's be clear, banks are useful, but only if you use them right. If you're done being the bank's free customer of the year, smash that like button. How much you should actually keep. Here's the rule. Emergency fund equals 3 to 6 months living expenses. Short-term goals, like vacation or car fund, equals an HYSA and everything else. Invest, period. Keeping $100,000 in the bank is like keeping a Ferrari locked in a garage. It looks nice, but it's not going anywhere. Don't confuse liquid with lazy. So how do you actually start moving money out of the bank and into freedom? Put your dollars on autopilot. Set up automation. Paycheck hits your checking account. Then, without you lifting a finger, money flows into a high-yield savings account for emergencies and straight into index funds or retirement accounts for long-term growth. It's like putting your finances on cruise control. The less you think about it, the faster it compounds because discipline happens automatically. But here's the catch. If your money isn't on autopilot, it's basically like driving a car with no GPS. You'll end up in the ditch of overspending before you even realize it. Let's wrap this up. The bank trap exposed. Here's the bottom line. Banks are great for bills, emergencies, and short-term savings, but terrible for wealth. Keep 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. Then send every extra dollar to investments that actually grow. Otherwise, inflation wins, banks win, and you stay stuck in financial quicksand. Don't be the bank's ATM. So let me ask you, are you keeping your money safe or are you keeping it stagnant? Because here's the truth. Money that just sits eventually dies. Money that moves builds freedom. At the end of the day, keeping too much money in the bank isn't safe. It's the fastest way to watch inflation eat your wealth alive. Cash is for emergencies, not for building freedom. So move it, grow it, and let it work harder than you do. Because money sitting still is just money slowly dying. Leave a comment with the exact amount you're moving out of your bank account this month. Let's hold each other accountable. And if you want more no BS money strategies that actually work, hit subscribe to Jet Set Finance. Stickman out.